There's a new spot south of Boston for authentic Italian, where every single sauté pan is cooking up something sensational, which is why you need to stop at La Stalla. Located along busy Washington Street in Stoughton, La Stalla Osteria and Bar is bright and airy with warm woods and homey decor. And the food here is a far cry from your standard suburban Italian restaurant, thanks to chef-owner Nicola Badastasci, who moved here from Italy 6 years ago, bringing family recipes, old-world techniques, and a respect for ingredients with him.
It is a real traditional Italian restaurant, so we're trying to follow the philosophy of the slow food. It's against the fast food. So it means taking care of the ingredients, where they come from, how they're treated, and the technique, how we're cooking.
So he gets as much as he can from local farms, uses only the highest quality meats, and never cuts corners in his scratch kitchen.
The kitchen is a scratch kitchen. That means everything is made here. We bake it daily bread and focaccia. We make everyday pasta, and we use really high quality ingredients. The food is really rustic, but really well made.
So Phantom stopped in and sampled it all in search of the perfect meal. Starters at La Stalla include fresh toasted bread topped with warm local ricotta and luxurious truffle honey. For something a little more exotic, try the octopus served with Jerusalem artichoke and salsa verde. Of course, the top-selling way to start your meal here is with the polpette della nonna.
Every grandmother, every mother make meatballs, and we made like my grandmother and my mother made when I was in Italy. We use ground beef and ground pork, we bake it, and then we serve with a house-made marinara sauce, and we serve with warm local ricotta on top. I think it's the mix between the sweetness of the ricotta, the slight acidity of the tomatoes with the marinara sauce, and the texture of our meatball is a great dish to start.
And if the meatballs are a great way to start the meal, some house-made pasta is definitely on order for the next course, like the cappellacci filled with charred squash and ricotta and served with truffle mushrooms and Vermont butter. If you're in the mood for seafood, there's gnocchi frutti di mare bursting with scallop, shrimp, and Maine lobster. But if you ask Nicola, the rigatoni alla carbonara reigns supreme.
We consider in Italy the carbonara the king of the pasta. It's one of the best pasta that we have in Italy, I think. That's my personal opinion, to be honest. We use a guanciale that comes directly from Italy. We cook the pasta al dente and we toast with guanciale and a farm egg and pecorino cheese that come directly from Italy as well.
Just one forkful of this dish and you'll understand why it's a must order.
Oh, the texture is unbelievable. You have an explosion of flavor. You have the creaminess made with the eggs. You have the saltiness and the crispy made for the guanciale. And you have the pasta that is cooked perfectly al dente on your mouth.
When it comes to entrees, the eggplant parmigiana is always a crowd favorite, and La Stalla's version also happens to be gluten-free. Another popular option is the veal saltimbocca, but unlike the typical version made with a veal cutlet, this recipe uses a juicy veal tenderloin wrapped with prosciutto, a twist that Nicola thinks truly elevates the dish.
Definitely I think it's better, because if you compare the regular veal saltimbocca, when you have a cutlet, it's a really thin slice of meat, instead of 8 ounces veal tenderloin, it changed completely the texture in each bite.
But if there's one entree La Stalla should be known for, it might just be the enormous slow-braised pork shank.
I think it's our signature dish, definitely the pork shank. It's a really huge portion. It's almost 2 pounds between bone and meat. We braise it in wine for like 6 hours, and we serve with mashed potatoes on the bottom, gravy, mushroom on top, and salsa verde.
And when this big plate hits the table, customers are always blown away.
The first shock is how massive it is. It's pretty impressive on the plate because it's really big. And then when they put the fork in and they see the meat just literally fell off from the bone, they really surprised, and everybody is really happy to enjoy the dish at this restaurant.
And folks are even happier at dessert, with indulgent options like the panettone bread pudding with vanilla gelato, fresh-filled ricotta cannoli with crispy shells imported from Sicily, and silky panna cotta with sea salt caramel and shaved almonds.
Oh, definitely panna cotta is my favorite. Any bite, it's amazing. You have the saltiness of the caramel, the texture of the panna cotta, and the crunchy part of the toasted almond on top. It's the best way to handle the meal, definitely.
Meatballs, carbonara, a pork shank, and panna cotta make for the perfect meal at La Stalla.